Read Writing is a complete, systematic synthetic phonics program. We help you create a living, breathing, talking, reading, writing classroom. Everything knits together. The phonics supports the reading and writing. The reading supports the writing supports the reading. And that's why I called it Read, Write, Ink. The aim of Read Writing Phonics is for children to learn to read early. Early readers do well at school. And by the end of reception, children read texts like this. And by the end of year 1, children read these storybooks. And by the end of year 2 in term 2, they read these stories at over 100 words per minute.
We chose Read Writing Phonics because we like the structure. We wanted something that was supportive for teachers, that had resources and that had training as well. We like the rigour that was on offer, and we wanted to make sure that all our children would be able to have the opportunity to start to read as early as possible, and that's what we got from Read Writing.
Constructing Read Writing took considerable research and time. It grew out of my 8 years as a head teacher in Tower Hamlets and then another 20 to get it to where it is today. Children's success in learning to read is a direct reflection on the quality of the teaching they receive, so it's vital to get this right.
I saw Read Writing being taught in another school and I knew we had to have this programme. Our head teacher fell in love with it and we knew that it would improve outcomes for every single child in our school.
We trial every activity until we know it can succeed with all children, particularly those with learning difficulties. Making a programme work in my own school was one thing, but replicating it so it would work in other schools was a whole new ballgame. We're so proud of our success, particularly in schools with high numbers of children with special educational needs and disabilities, and those in the least privileged areas.
In the end of year 1 phonics check, our children do exceptionally well. Every year our results are 96, 97%, despite the home background, the EAL background that our children come from. So they don't learn how to read from home, they learn how to read from what we give them at school.
There were only 3 of us at the beginning, and now we employ a fantastic team of 100 talented trainers working hands-on in UK schools. We have a filming department that brings you training films, a full virtual classroom and lessons in action. But most importantly, we roll up our sleeves and help you teach every child in your school to read. And I mean every child, whatever their needs, whatever their background, we stick with you.
We've got that outstanding judgment in the early reading, the deep dive, and it just means that we get very high results in terms of our Key Stage 1 SATs and our Key Stage 2 SATs as well.
Read Writing teachers inject their lessons with energy and enjoyment, from teaching the first sounds to developing fluency and comprehension, as well as engaging children in the best story times. Read Writing children practice everything we teach them with a partner. They work and think throughout the lesson. There is no downtime. Children learn to read sounds and blend them into words. They apply this phonic knowledge to read and comprehend storybooks carefully matched to the sounds they know.
Look, one sound, two, and two down, and one, and that. When the check.
The stories are written by the best phonic writers in the land, Jill Munton and Adrian Bradbury. They are so natural you won't notice that they've been tied to specific sounds. The illustrations by the famous Tim Archibald are deliberately low-key, so children focus on the print before the pictures. Children learn how to form letters using mnemonics to help them, and spell correctly using their Fred fingers. They learn to compose their own writing, drawing upon their ideas from the story that they've just read. While your children are learning to read, they work in progress groups to master each level of phonics and reading, just as if they were learning a musical instrument or learning gymnastics. Children work in these progress groups for 1 hour each day. This means they are learning at their challenge level for 5 hours a week. Reception children build up to this throughout the year. The reading leader assesses and regroups children every half term to whisk them through the phonics stages as quickly as possible. Reading teachers, that's teachers and TAs, teach their own progress group, and they have all the resources at their fingertips, including sound and word cards, charts and decodable storybooks and electronic resources too. The step-by-step lesson plans and the online films show teachers how to teach every stage of the programme.
Teachers and support staff have the same training and the expectation of delivery is the same, and staff are confident. So in many of the sessions that we go into, we often cannot tell the difference between the teacher and the teaching assistant, because all staff are expected to be confident, and where they lack confidence, we will make sure that they get the support to build their expertise.
Even with the best teaching and the best programme, there are some children who need extra practice to keep up. We accelerate the progress of these children in 10-minute one-to-one tutoring sessions every day.
The main reason we chose Read, Write, Ink Phonics was because of the excellent reputation that it has for ensuring that all children make progress, and particularly those children in the lowest 20%.
The reading leader makes things happen. They lead weekly practice times to build consistency and accountability. A team that teaches in the same way is a force to be reckoned with. It becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
The online subscription is amazing for my staff CPD. We use it weekly in our training practice sessions. We watch videos, practice in our teams, and then use what we've practiced in our Read, Write, Ink sessions.
Teachers use the same management signals, and once they're automatic, they can focus on what matters most, teaching children to read. Read, Write, Ink Phonics provides everything you need to support parents to help their children practice reading at home. Each week, children take home their Read, Write, Ink storybook and corresponding book bag book. You can also add the storybook to the child's e-book library. We have over 600 lessons in our virtual classroom, and you can send these home, the lessons that you've taught that week. Our trainers are here to help you every step of the way. They are chosen for their enthusiasm, kindness, and teaching ability. They follow an intensive training programme to ensure they meet our high standards before they train and support your school.
It's a wonderful thing about this programme because the trainers themselves, they are continually training everything up to date. All those little nuances that could be the actual key to unlocking reading for children. It's updated continually, so we have to keep up with the game too.
This is how the training works. We get the ball rolling on a Leadership Implementation Day. We show leaders how to organise children, staff and resources. On a school closure day, your trainer demonstrates how to teach the phonic lessons. And in twilight sessions, your reading leader uses the online storybook films to practice teaching the storybook and the composition lessons. On development days, the trainer works with a reading leader to analyse progress data, set up weekly practice times and coach reading teachers. They show how to use the online practice pathways in the virtual classroom. And most importantly, on this day, they show teachers how to tutor the slowest progress children step by small step.
Ruth's trainers who come in once a term for the development days, which are really, really useful. We've been having their trainers in 3 times a year, every term for the last 17 years, without fail.
On the termly remote progress meetings, we analyse the recent progress data and discuss the next steps for children who are receiving tutoring. We can also help you decide the next steps for practicing and coaching your reading team. From day one, your trainer will roll up their sleeves and show you hands-on what your children can achieve.
Number 1 priority, school improvement plan. Every child a reader, talker, writer for the future.
Let us help you create a living, breathing, talking, reading, writing classroom.